to my podcast, You Against You podcast. And in today's episode, I will talk about how to get back in routine. Now. I'm also going to do this episode a little bit different because I just feel like I have not put a lot of work in my podcast, even though y'all listen to them, but I want to learn new things still as a new podcaster, even though I'm about to be at my 1 year mark in November of posting my first episode of You Against You podcast. But I will have this podcast more structure, and I also created a outline or notion. So I'm going to talk about how you can get back in routine, especially now that we are in the back to school season. For a lot of people who are in college, uni, university, however you say it, we're back in school. I started my fall classes back on the 28th of August, and it's still stressful. Like, just these first couple of weeks of being back in university is very, very stressful. But in today's episode, I will be talking about how you can get back in routine. Now, let's get into weekly updates. So if you like me doing this whole format on how I'm doing my episodes, in today's episode I will probably continue it. Like I said, I'm trying to be more structured and actually put more effort into my podcast, and I'm going to actually explain why I say that. So, weekly updates. Now, if you follow my personal Instagram, which is Deja, that's spelled DAJAH underscore Nicole NICOLE underscore, you know that I'm starting a business. It will actually be launched next Friday, the 22nd of this month, so September 22nd at 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and I'm starting it on Etsy while I'm still making my website, because my website is not completely done. So I will be starting on Etsy. Sorry about that. My asthma is bothering me, guys, so I am so sorry if I cough. Just know the weather is also changing, so everyone will be sniffling and everything. But yes, I will be starting my business on September 22nd, and I finished making my lip glosses finally yesterday. It's just so hard, I would say. I was going to say something else, but no. It's just so hard to balance everything, and with me being a YouTuber, a content creator, a podcaster, now an entrepreneur. Even as a content creator, I am an entrepreneur. Someone actually told me that, to the point I had to really think about it, yeah, she's right. But actually starting a business, since I wanted to start this business since 2020. I'm class of 2020, that's when COVID hit. That's when everything just, went down and we was in quarantine. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to bring back those times, but we might go back to those times, because they're saying that COVID is coming back. It's kind of scary, but that's not the point. I know here in the US they say it's coming back. I don't know anywhere else around the world if COVID is coming back, but there has been cases of COVID-19 in the United States. But I wanted to start this business since I was 17 years old, so I talked about starting this business in high school. I was like, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to start a business, but I never really did. And I'm kind of upset that I didn't, because I just had that fear, what if no one supported me? And I'm actually glad that I did start social media first, to help build a community, to help build an audience. And the amount of DMs that I be getting, I'm gonna buy from you, girl, I'm gonna buy all shades, I can't wait, I'm gonna support you, it's just very, very heartwarming. So yeah, that is the first weekly update. I have 5 shades. Unknown is one of them. Princess, Champagne Toast, Golden Gaze, and Passionate are the shades. So next Friday, the 22nd, go buy your lip gloss from me. So yeah, and I was going to post this episode today, but I'm posting it tomorrow because I just had a long ass week, and we're going to talk about that. Now, let's do a mental health checkup. So, like I said, I have been having a long week just dealing with a lot of shit. One, I'm dealing with some things about. I don't know if he's like my partner anymore because I'm just about to put myself first. Like, I always put myself first, even if I'm in a relationship. And I think I'm gonna break up with him. Like, I'm not gonna lie because he has been switching up on me. He's ghosting me, and I'm like, I don't have time for your games, so I'm gonna fucking dump your ass. And what's so funny, ladies, is that he wanted me, but he can't handle me. So he's gonna regret it. If I don't hear from him by Monday, I'm texting him saying we're done and that's it and blocking him and everything. But no, put yourself first. Men, there are men out there who ain't shit and not trying to like be all negative about it, but don't really like rush into a relationship. Like, I wasn't even like looking for a relationship when he came in my life, and like we talked like last year, but I was not like looking for a relationship because it's like the dating game, I'm gonna call it dating game, because that's really how men take it, is as a game. Yes, there are women who do take it as a game, but I feel like mostly men take it as a game, and it's just very tiring. Like, I want a man who has the similar mindset as me, can always check up on me no matter if he's busy, and be like, babe, I'm gonna be busy, but just know that I'm gonna be busy. I love you, and if you don't hear from me from a couple of days or a couple of hours, just know I'm at work or I'm doing this or I'm dealing with this. You know, that is communication, and we had that. But he wanted to be a dick, so sorry, but not. I would be honest on my podcast, so if you don't like honesty, this podcast is not for you. Even though it's like a wellness podcast, but for real, like, be honest in your content. I just feel like it's very hard to be honest as a content creator. But no, for real, like, he has been acting like a dick lately, and he's gonna regret it when I do leave him, because like I said, he wanted me when I was not looking for anyone, and he's playing games. So even older men can play games. He's like 3 years older than me. Now, another mental health checkup is I stopped doing YouTube. Well, I am stopping YouTube and posting on my main YouTube channel, Deja Nicole, for 3 weeks. I probably will still record content for it, but I'm not going to record like every single day and edit like right away. I will probably like record on the weekends and then edit those videos on the weekends and just focus on my business, this podcast, and school, and some other projects, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. Y'all can get a little like rundown of like what things I do have planned for life. But the reason why I decided to take a break from YouTube, and this is actually my second break I have taken from YouTube, so I'm planning to post again in October 12th. And the reason why I decided to take a break from YouTube is because, one, being a YouTuber is stressful as hell. I give props to myself. I give props to these big YouTubers. Like, the grind is really real. And that's one of my favorite songs by this artist called Prince Royce. If you have heard of him, he's a good singer. But no, it's like the stress of being a YouTuber is, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. No, it is real life stress. And I decided that, oh, I'm gonna take a break from YouTube when I accidentally deleted all my footage on one of my SD cards of me on my trip to Connecticut to see my family. I was so stressed out. I was trying to get the footage back on the SD card, but I was not planning to pay almost $90. And I was like, it's not really worth it. Deja, just take a break from YouTube. And I think I noticed I needed this break from YouTube, not just being like content creation as a whole, but mostly YouTube, because that was basically my whole stress was about, was when I was in Connecticut and I was trying to post a video, but everything just was not working, and I was like, ugh. So yes, I decided to take a 3-week break from YouTube, from posting YouTube, but I will be creating content in the background. I won't let y'all know, but let's just say on October 11th, no, October 12th, y'all get content. Now, I'm gonna say this: if you notice that your body's not doing well and you are very stressed and you can't function to the point that you're always tired, you feel weak and this and that, remember to always take a break. You should never want to overwork yourself, because you can probably hurt yourself by just stressing a lot and overworking yourself. So do not overwork yourself. Now, if you was like wondering like, why is she doing this podcast if she says she's taking a break on YouTube? Now, this podcast is something else. Of course, I do post on my podcast YouTube channel, which is You Against You podcast. So y'all should go subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel. We are 1 subscriber away from 10 subscribers. But the reason why I'm still doing like podcasts and other content, so for Instagram, I don't really post on it like on TikTok. I probably will delete my main TikTok and use my business TikTok. Of course, I gotta like edit my business content to start posting throughout the week, and my podcast TikTok, because their promotion purposes. I feel like TikTok is a toxic like app, and I only like will have TikTok just to watch funny TikToks, or get inspo from like wellness girlies. But yeah, that's why I'm like taking a break from YouTube, and the reason why I keep doing content for my other platforms like my podcast is because I want to focus on my podcast more. I have put so much focus on YouTube, like really like putting so much time in my editing to the point that I just don't really care about my like podcast. I noticed that I didn't put a lot of effort into my podcast and like I put in my YouTube videos, and I just feel like that's not fair to you guys that are listening or watching on YouTube. So I am going to spice up my podcast, and I'm planning to do merch one day. I put up a poll and y'all said I should do merch, so I will probably do a poll on my main Instagram to see if my other followers that don't follow my podcast Instagram want me to do merch on my podcast. I really want to do merch for YouTube too, but that's like a whole nother idea. But for my podcast, I do want to do merch, and I have so many ideas for merch. But yeah, I just been so stressful, and especially I've been missing some assignments or just not really paying attention with my assignments, even though I do like online classes for college for this semester. And it's just like, yeah, I'm starting in a bad direction already, and classes just started. So that's why I was like, I'm taking a break from YouTube. It's for me, and my subscribers know, and I love them for that. So yeah, so remember to always take a break no matter what. Now, college stress. So like I said, I have been missing a lot of assignments. I take 5 classes, which is actually normal. Like 4 is the requirement, but I take 5. It's just, I have a lot of HAP classes, so Human and Health Performance classes, and it's very confusing because I'd be like, which homework assignment goes with which class? Because it's like HHP 400,000, HAP 3,000. I'm just like, oh my god, but I need it for my degree. So if you was like wondering what is my degree is healthcare administration. So that is what I'm going for now in college. Now, before we get into the episode, I did mention that I will be like telling you some other things that I'm working on. So I am working on a guided journal. I'm making it, and I don't know when it's going to be released, but I'm working on the pages. I don't want it to be like every guided journal. Like I have the 5-minute journal. But I just feel like it can be like more prompts in the 5-minute journal. I love my 5-minute journal, but I just feel like it should be more. And I actually follow someone who I met on this community called Morning Club. And I asked her, like, how did you get started making a guided journal? You know, that's fun. Like, I love guided journal. I like guided journals. That's what I was about to say. Well, trying to say. But I was like, I like guided journals. How do you make one? Is it easy? Is it hard? Like, is it like cost a lot? Even though she lives in Canada, and she told me the whole process, and it doesn't seem that difficult. So I was like, I want to create a guided journal surrounding my podcast. So it would be like titled like You Against You Guided Journal, and it has like something else to it, like a subheading. But yeah, so I'm making a guided journal for you guys. That is something that I'm planning to do and I want to do. I love journaling. I just feel like everyone should journal. Another thing that I am doing that's in the background projects is I am writing a novel. I'm actually continuing writing my novels since I probably started writing these novels after high school. So I am doing that. So yeah, it's been like almost 7 years since not seven. That was like when I was in freshman year. So almost 4 years since I actually typed this journal. Not journal, but this novel, and I'm in chapter 2 and I'm almost done with chapter 2. So I don't know when it's going to be out, and I'm not telling y'all this title, but it is a novel. And then I'm planning to write a romance novel. So yeah, I want to start reading novels anyways. I just feel like I need to take a break from self-help books, self-improvement books and all that. And I'm gonna look for this book by this author Colleen Hoover at my university library. I checked if they have it available, and they do. So I probably will ask like where, and I will get it because I really want to read it. A lot of people have good comments about her books, and I was like, maybe I want to. So Monday, actually I have a doctor's appointment on Monday, so Tuesday I will go to the library because I always do my homework in the library. Sometimes I do it outside because it's like a nice day. But I probably will check out a library book or a couple of nonfiction library books. Not nonfiction, but fiction library books or novels at my university library and do that because I love reading and I want to get back into reading novels and get back to reading fiction books because I used to read fiction books and novels and all of that. So like when I was in middle school and early high school, I loved the Dark Diaries series. So if you love Dark Diaries, please let me know. You can DM me on Instagram. But other than that, I just feel like, yeah, that's like how I've been lately. Like with everything, like college is stressful, this and that. Just about to start a business, taking a break on YouTube, focusing on my other social media platforms. It's like very stressful, and I'm glad I'm taking a break from YouTube because that's a lot of work. But I'm also learning to prioritize my time. So what I do is I actually time myself to like clean for like an hour and something minutes, focus on homework for like 45 or 55 minutes. Like I time myself to do something so I don't get stressed out and I learn how to take a break. It's also the Predomio theory method when you can like you can find the timer like on YouTube, it times you and then you have a break for like 10 maybe 15 minutes and then that helps. That's basically what I'm doing, but I actually make like a timer on my phone, then like going on YouTube and like looking for one. But but guys, let's just get on to today's episode, which is how to get back in routine. Okay, besties, guys, I don't know. I like calling you besties. That's what like I call my YouTube subscribers. So I want to call my listeners besties as well. But let's just get on to today's episode, which is about how to get back in routine, especially in back to school season. Now, First, I will be talking about the new habits I have added into my life and why I added them, how many days I actually try that habit out before being like, okay, I'm going to start doing this on a daily. And I hope that these habits that I have added into my routine can give you some type of inspiration to add into your routine. Sometimes you will fall off of habits, but all you have to do is get back into the habit. So the habits that I have added, of course, like I said, is I time myself doing something, and I find that very helpful. Now, the reason why I say I find it helpful because I feel like I'm not really stressing myself out when I'm doing something, no matter if it's cleaning, no matter if it's editing something, reading. I actually don't time myself reading. That is like 10 pages and I'm done. But doing homework, working on something like for the podcast, working on my business, like when I was making my lip glosses, I timed myself just making my lip glosses, filling the tubes up, cleaning up, all of that, because I didn't want to stay up all night just working on that one task. When I'm doing homework, I time myself because I don't want to stay up, stress myself out doing that one task. And even when I clean, yes, cleaning is not that like quick, but it doesn't take that long, but I still time myself because I just feel myself just being paced. So like for cleaning or working on my business, it was like an hour and some minutes. Cleaning my room is about 25 minutes, 30 minutes to straighten it up. Doing homework is about 45 minutes to 55 minutes. It just depends on what class it is and how much homework I have. Now, talking about homework, just a pro tip, if you take more than 2 classes, there is 5 days in a week that basically is all about, you know, school, Monday through Friday. The weekends, you go out, hang out with your friends, or just, you know, go on a solo date or whatever. But Monday through Friday is school because it's the weekday. So what I am going to tell y'all, if y'all didn't know, please schedule your classes on which day you're going to focus on that homework. And on the weekend, if you have nothing to do on the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, just catch up on some homework, especially if you have homework that is due on Sunday, like most people. But I just know when I do that, have each day a different class and just focus on that one class, unless if I have to study for a test, it is less stressful. I am done with the day after I do that homework for that class, and I only have to worry about the other homework on the days I have to do it. So if you don't do that, you should start doing that right now. Another thing is you want to listen to something when you're timing yourself. So if you like cleaning up, listen to a podcast. Listen to this podcast. You're probably going to listen to this episode while you're cleaning up. Listen to an audiobook. I would say listen to music, but sometimes when you're cleaning and listening to music, it sometimes don't go hand in hand, especially if you're trying to time yourself to clean up your room or your whole house or the bathroom or the kitchen. It's just, it can be distracting because music with lyrics, you can like, you know, dance and stop what you're doing and dance and stuff, and sometimes that's what I do, and I just feel like I'm distracted and I'd be like, I don't feel like cleaning no more. So don't listen to music with lyrics. You can like listen to lo-fi music while cleaning up. I was listening to lo-fi music while doing homework because I just couldn't find a good podcast to do my homework, and lo-fi music is very, very, very calming. So if you don't listen to lo-fi music, I will actually make a playlist tonight because it's like 4:22 p.m. So tonight, when I am editing this episode for y'all for tomorrow, the 16th, I will put a lo-fi music playlist for y'all to listen to. Plus, you can listen, like, you can type in lo-fi music, and there's like a lot of channels that are just live playing lo-fi music no matter what time of the day, and it's just very, 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 very calming. So Listening to lo-fi music while doing homework, while cleaning, will help you not get stressed out. Listening to a podcast will help you not get stressed out. And listening to instrumental music will also help you not get stressed out. So do something. Plus, if you're listening to like a podcast or an audiobook, you're like habit stacking. I was gonna say multitasking, but no, that's not really multitasking. You're like habit stacking. So you're like cleaning your room or cleaning the kitchen or just cleaning your whole house while getting information from like a podcast or an audiobook. So if you don't do that, you should start doing that now. It will probably change your whole mindset and just probably start changing like you as a person. I know when I do homework now, because I used to actually listen to a lot of lo-fi music while doing homework, and now I do listen to it again if I can't find a good podcast to listen to. I will listen to lo-fi music, and I would just put the timer to like 45 minutes or 55 minutes or maybe an hour. It just depends on how much homework I have for that class or how much homework I want to get done within those minutes or an hour. And I just play lo-fi music. There's like a lot of channels that plays it, and I just let it play and I listen to it. Sometimes I will even like set the mood in my room and put like a fireplace on my TV and have that set like a calming mood. So if you don't do that, you should start doing that, and your mood will change and your mental health is actually getting better because you're not getting stressed out, because you just basically set the mood for you to wind down, focus on something, and just de-stress yourself. Yes, homework can be stressful, but if you set the mood right, you won't get stressed out, if you get what I'm trying to say. Now, a lot of habits can help you better your life and also better yourself as a person, but that can also be a negative side effect to that with your bad habits. Now you have to differentiate, that's the word, on what are your good habits and what are your bad habits. We're humans, so we always have some type of bad habits. Now, if you want to stop the bad habit, it can be hard for some people because even when they stop the bad habits, they get back to the bad habits. Now, what are good habits and what are bad habits? Now, bad habits can be stress eating. That is something that I'm guilty of, is stress eating. I'm not a big sweet person, but if I'm on my cycle or I'm about to start my cycle, I will eat sweets, or if I'm really stressed out about something, I will eat sweets. Now, I hate that because I don't know, it just makes me feel gross just putting all that sugar into my system. And I used to like be a sweet person when I was like younger, but me getting older, knowing that I do have a serious health condition, I got to watch what I eat because it can be good for me in the long run or bad for me in the long run. But stress eating is one of my bad habits that I do, and I will know when I'm stress eating, and I hate that. And sometimes if I'm like very like craving it, I can't. It's like very hard, but I try to not get it. If I really want it, I will get it, but if I don't, I will find something like crackers to snack on, because it's not really like sweet. Crackers are like a healthy snack than like a cake or a candy bar, and I would eat that. Yes, I'm still stress eating, but it's like a balance, I would say. But there is ways that I do to stop stress eating, and that is like chewing on a piece of gum. So that is one of my ways to stop that bad habit. So why I chew on a piece of gum? To stop stress eating, because one, the mint is just, the flavor of the mint it helps stimulate your brain, and also I have something in my mouth than just stuffing my face with cake and chips and just drowning my stress and all of this with sugar. So that's why I chew a piece of gum if I really want to stop it. And I know that it's affecting me because I get tired quickly, because that's what sugar can do to you. And I really, like, my mood can change sometimes when eating, like, sugar. Like, I don't even, like, eat my own birthday cake. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not a huge sweet person. Unless it's, like, red velvet, I will, like, I will eat that. Or if it's like cheesecake, and it just depends what type of cheesecake it is, I would eat it. There's some certain sweets I would eat. Like, there's ice cream that I like, but it's like vegan ice cream, which is so good. But it just depends on the mood, if I'm on my cycle. But if I am stressed eating, I try to chew on a piece of gum to stop that, and it does help. But for some people, it can be a challenge, and you just have to have discipline to stop stress eating. So those are like one of my bad habits. I don't bite my nails, thank God, but I don't bite my nails. I would probably, like, get distracted really easily. I don't know if that's a bad habit, but I know my bad habit is biting, not biting, but stress eating. Now, like I said, sometimes you got to pull away from that habit, that bad habit, to stop the bad habit, but it can be hard for some people to stop it. Now, let's talk about trying a new habit and, like, making it stick for 30 days. So that is true. If you want to implement a new habit into your life, you need to try it for 30 days. That is basically a month. Every month besides February has 30 days. I said besides February. So you want to try this habit for a whole month, 30 days, and just probably, like, do day 1, check day 2, check day 3, check day 4, check 2, all the way to day 30. But what if you forget that habit? What if you just forgot about it? Then you just start over. It has to be you doing it to add it to your routine. And if you don't like it and that's why you stopped it, then that means it's not meant for you. Not every habit is meant for everyone. But I feel like if you want to better yourself as a person and better your mental health, because mental health is so serious, guys. Everyone deals with it, no matter how severe it is. We all go through it at some point in our life. Is just step back and take a deep breath in and just breathe. Like, really breathe. And I just feel like a lot of people don't understand that. I know I didn't understand that when I was doing YouTube, and before I decided to take a break from YouTube. And I was like, this is very stressful, but people want to see my videos. I gotta get these videos out. It's better to take a break and step back and breathe than overworking yourself and stressing yourself, because you can end up in a hospital. Now, let's talk about going back to a habit. So we talked about the difference between a good habit and a bad habit. A bad habit is doing a lot to your mental health and also your physical health. That can be the inside or even outside of your body. And your good habits is basically doing a lot of wonders to yourself. Now you got to differentiate the two. Probably get a piece of paper and or a whiteboard if you want it as like a big picture, and do a T-chart, as in like going down in the middle, and you put a line like on the top and middle. So like if you remember in like school, I know like in elementary I did this a lot. In English, you know, you made those little T-charts and put good habits on one side and then bad habits in another side. And just write down all your good habits and write down your bad habits. If you have more bad habits than good habits, that is a problem, and you need to make a plan on how you can stop those bad habits and turn those into a healthy alternative to put in your good habits. If you have more good habits than bad habits, that is good. Now you can see how can you still stop these bad habits and what other good habits can you add to this long list. If you have about the same amount of good habits to bad habits, that is kind of alarming. Ask yourself, what can you do to stop these bad habits and get more good habits? I probably will do that, and I'm gonna see what how many bad habits and how many good habits I have. I was in like a morning club session and I think we did that about good habits and bad habits. But now just thinking about it, I'm gonna do that again and just see how many good habits and bad habits I have. But just visualizing it is not going to work. So really writing it down on a piece of paper or your mirror or on a whiteboard, or making it on canvas sometimes and making it as your wallpaper. You can see and keep, if you're gonna like write it on your mirror or a whiteboard, please take a picture of it. But if you're gonna make it on Canva, on a piece of paper, make it like, if you make it on Canva, make it as your wallpaper. And if you make it on a piece of paper, just always have it folded somewhere that says always check this like every month or every 2 weeks. So then you can see what are your bad habits that you want to stop doing, and what are your good habits and what are the good habits that you want to add. So you always want to differentiate between the two. Now, what if you stop doing this good habit? Now this is like going back into routine. Now routine can be different for everyone. Now going back into your good habits is going back to your old routine, your old healthy routine. Now a lot of people do stop doing their good habits. They stop and they fall off of their routine. Now you gotta ask yourself, why did you fall off your routine? Now I had like a sort of like a routine for myself, and I kind of stopped, probably because I was just stressed out with everything, and I always got tired. Like I'm anemic, so I have to like take iron, and it's too much. But I asked myself, why did I stop doing these good habits? I want to start doing these good habits again, and I want to add more good habits. Now it can be different for everyone. It can be stress, it can be just work and school balance, it can be issues that you're dealing with in your private life. It can just be anything that is the reason why you stop doing these good habits that was so good for your mental health. But when you notice that your mental health was not good, but you want to put on a mask, I'm guilty of that, and letting everyone see that you're okay, but you are not okay, you notice you have some things that you want to probably sort out. So you can get a piece of paper and just write it down, organize it, and just see why did you stop these good habits for yourself, and try to do a routine. Make a routine for yourself, no matter if it's a morning routine. Like I am like trying to get a set down morning routine and then a set down night routine for myself, and just do it. Like set a routine for yourself and try it for 2 weeks first. That is what, 14 days. Do the 3rd week, the 4th week. That's a whole month. 5th week, 6th week. It just depends on when in the month you started that routine. So yeah, try that. Just get on a sheet of paper, get a sheet of paper out, write down all the good habits on one side of the paper that you did, and then on the other side of the paper ask yourself, why did I stop doing these good habits? You can just put a lot of things, a lot of reasons on the paper, but it will help you feel organized in life, and it will help you just prioritize, even though I think I said it right, but prioritize your life and everything, from like if you have a business, if you're a content creator, if you work a 9 to 5, if you have family, friend life, if you're a student, it just help you organize everything. because we can't always focus on one thing, you know? Now that we are in the topic of habits, I am rereading this book, Atomic Habits. Is one of my favorite books, and the reason why I'm rereading it, because like I said, I want to get back in my routine. I want to get back doing my good old habits and add more good habits into my routine. So that's why I'm rereading the book. Now I'm almost done with it, but that's with me. Now, whew, Atomic Habit, if you don't know what that book is, a lot of people have read it. You can get it anywhere. I got mine off of Amazon. I think you can get it off of Target. You can get it from Walmart. You can get it like basically anywhere. I will put the link to it from Amazon in the show notes if you haven't read it. It's a good book. I recommend it to a lot of people. A lot of people ask me where I get the book. They ask me if it's a good book, and I even gotten comments and DMs saying, "Yeah, this is a good book. I have read it like multiple times." So, Atomic Habit is a good book. Now, what is the book about? So basically, a summarize of Atomic Habits is how to add good habits into your life, how to build a routine for yourself, and how to stop doing the bad habits. Basically, what this episode is about, but in my own words. Now, Atomic Habits talk about the 1% rule. So what is the 1% rule? So the 1% rule is basically you doing 1% better than yesterday. You're adding a new habit into your life that's going to make you 1% better than yesterday you. So you're just basically doing something new to make your life better. And it's just going to be 1%, because starting a new habit can be hard. It's not easy for everyone. It takes time for everyone. And a lot of people can fall off that habit after starting it for like 5 days, and then they just have to restart and do that habit again. So that's why it's called the 1% rule, because you're going to keep trying and keep trying to get and do these habits and get this habit into your routine so you can better your life. Another thing, another like summary, like what Atomic Habits is, it's also talking about changing your mindset and also changing your environment, because your environment and your mindset can also dictate what habits can you add to your life. So that also dictates, do you need more good habits in your life, or if you need more bad habits in your life. So mindset, now this can be what you're listening to, what you're watching, who you talk to, who you hang out with, what you surround yourself with. It can really, like, that can affect your mindset in a positive way or in a negative way, or even a neutral way. You don't want it in a neutral nor a negative way. You want it in a positive way. So if you are in the neutral side of it or a negative side of it, again, get that sheet of paper and write down all the negatives and how you can change those into positive ways and be better and make your mindset better in a positive way. But it really talks about that, because if your mindset is more on the negative side and you have a bad mindset, that means you got bad habits in your life. That can be overeating, that can be smoking, that can be drinking, that can be not doing a routine, not making your bed when you first wake up, not reading 10 pages or listening to a podcast or watching a TED Talk. I want to start doing that again now that I think about it. You know what? I also want to do a TED Talk one day. I'm going to ask God to help me do that and to help that goal happen. So yeah. But that really is just, your mindset is just basically reflects on what you do on a day-to-day basis, who you talk to on a day-to-day basis, and what you do and where you go on a day-to-day basis. Another thing, I also talked about this early in today's episode, is habit stacking. So habit stacking is way better than multitasking. Multitasking is you doing a bunch of things all at once. Habit tasking is you are doing something healthy a habit that's healthy, but you're doing something also on top of it. So you clean your room and you listening to a TED Talk, or you clean your room and you're listening to a podcast. That is both you getting information and you're learning something, plus you are tidying up your space. That is habit stacking. And I know they have a habit stacking template, so if I can find that, I would definitely put that in the show notes, because I know they do. They have like a lot of templates on the website, and especially in the book. But if I find the template of habit stacking of Atomic Habits, I would definitely put that in the show notes for y'all to probably use. Would I use it? I will probably try and use it and see how that works, because I'm still new to habit stacking. Like, I'm now getting my life together, to be honest. But like, just with my mental health. But yeah, I will find it and then I will put it in the show notes for you guys. Now, let's talk about how to master discipline. Now, this is a topic that I feel like a lot of people really need help with. I know I do, because I feel like it is hard to master discipline. Like, it's not going to be like an overnight thing or a whole month thing or a 2-week or 1-week thing. It can take years to master discipline. Now, how can you master discipline? Now, first you need to know your strengths from your weaknesses. Now, get a sheet of paper and do that. Make the list. Know the difference. And try to make your weaknesses as your strength. Find a way to make that as your strength, then keeping it as your weakness. Yes, we're human and we have both, but if you have more weaknesses, then you need to find something to make that list shorter so you can have more strengths. Another way you can master discipline is set clear goals for yourself and have an executed plan. I have a whole podcast episode on how you can achieve your goals for yourself by just planning a whole sub goals things, and that's also like a plan to get these goals done and make it happen. So I will have that podcast episode in the show notes down below. Go listen to it. It's a good episode. If you want to really achieve your goals, go listen to it. But I talk about how you should have sub goals, basically your blueprint, basically your steps, your plan on how to achieve your goals, because your goal is your big goal, but your sub goals is going to help you get to your big goal. So that's going to be your steps on how to achieve that one big goal. So another way that you can do to master discipline is to have a backup plan for yourself. So I feel like a lot of people don't have backup plans. I know I didn't have a backup plan at one point, but it's actually helpful because you never know what circumstance that you can be in. So like when I said I didn't have the backup plan for myself, I wanted to become a nurse so bad. Like, that was my goal, but I decided that wasn't for me. So it was like, is there really something like cool besides nursing and like health field? I was like, I'm gonna do medical research, but I need my master's. So for my bachelor's, I'm going to do healthcare administration. So that's my whole backup plan, is healthcare administration for a couple of years, then go back to school for medical research. So that is something that I want to do, and I'm sorry about that. I like hit my like headphone, but that is something that I want to do, is medical research, because I just feel like I want to research the cause of congenital heart disease and like why kids get it. Is there really a cause? Is it genetics? Is it not genetics? Is it alcohol, drugs, stress, whatever? What is causing it for babies to be born with a congenital heart disease? So that's why I wanted to do medical research. Plus, I thought it was so cool to like look at the different like cells and all that when I was like doing lab last semester. No, my spring semester. Under the microscope. It was just very cool, and I was like, yeah, I think medical research is for me. Another way that you can master discipline is, and why you should master discipline, is that it can improve your mental health. You just being aware of everything, your surroundings, and it's, it can be hard to master discipline. And like I said, it doesn't take weeks, it doesn't take 24 hours, it doesn't take months, it takes years. But when you have done your routine consistently, and you master discipline, then you would see some type of change in yourself. You will see some type of change within your mental health. So that's why it's good to master discipline, and you can fall off. You can soon be undisciplined. All you have to do is start over again, and everyone is going to start over again multiple times in life. So don't ever beat yourself down when you do have to start over. Another way that you, not a way, but a reason why you should master discipline is that, one, it can make a positive impact into yourself and also within the relationships that you're in, no matter if it's a friendship, a love, romantic relationship, a relationship with your family. It can just improve that, because on how you are mentally, it can also make you feel more happy than ever, because your mental health is healthy. It's not unhealthy. You are focusing on yourself, and sometimes just putting yourself first, it can be selfish, but you have to put yourself first to make yourself happy before you make other people happy. And that a lot of people don't get, and it's because how people are brought up in life. But you have to always make yourself happy before you make other people happy, because how you feel in your head, in your mind, mentally, is going to make you feel how you feel about that one person or those group of people or that one thing or whatever it is, or whoever it is. It's going to reflect to them than to you. So just always focus on yourself, isolate yourself, and focus on your mental health, better your mental health, do your good habits, drop your bad habits. And when you are good mentally, because it's always good to just step back sometimes and just, I was looking for something, but sometimes, like I was saying, it's good to just take a step back and focus on you, than focusing on the outworld, I would say, outside, and things going on, because it can stress you out. So I was looking for something because my friend called, and I thought it was at 7 and it's 4. This thing that's happening on university, but I don't know, because I don't have a car, so I can't really go, and I thought she was gonna get me, but that's not the point. It's something that's happening on campus, so I had to get up and oh my gosh, when I was talking, I'm so sorry about that, guys. If you're listening, that's what I did, but if you're watching, I'm so sorry. But now, before we get to the final of this episode, we are going to talk about creating a to-do list and why you should create a to-do list, and this should be added to your routine. I just feel like creating a to-do list, no matter if it's on a piece of paper, in your phone, on a mirror, just anywhere that you will see it, it will be a routine soon for you, to the point that you are going to do it every Sunday or even Saturday or early Monday morning. But why should you create a to-do list? One, you can plan your week ahead. You can see what you're going to do for yourself, or just do throughout the week. So if you have homework, put that. If you have work, put that. If you have a doctor's appointment, do that. If you're working on a side hustle or a side project, put that on your to-do list, and it just helps you feel organized and not make your day hectic. It won't make you stressed out. You're just gonna keep crossing off your thing that you just did. Now, another reason why you should make a to-do list is because you won't forget anything. So if you have a lot of things that you want to do throughout next week, then just sit down for like 30 minutes, create your to-do list, see what you want to do, and okay, so I'm so sorry. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like back here this. But create what you want to do and see what plans that you want to do for yourself. If you want to do a self-care day, put that on your to-do list. If you want to hang out with your friends, put that on your to-do list. If you want to work on a project, put that on your to-do list. And you're just planning out your day. You're seeing what you want to do. Plus, you won't forget that you have things to do. And it would just make your week, your day less hectic. But sometimes things do happen to the point that you have to change your to-do list up a bit, but it just helps you feel organized. And another reason why you should create a to-do list is that it eliminates distractions, because who wants to be distracted? What if you have something important to do and then you get distracted on a whole nother task that wasn't even in your to-do list, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, like, what the heck? So that right there is like why you should. And you know, we always get distracted on small things and big things, so it's just how our brain works. So don't get distracted when you're creating a to-do list. Now, let's close down this episode. But I'm so sorry that I was like looking and I got distracted. Like, I got distracted from like my friend calling me. I'm so sorry about that. But let's close down this episode, guys. So finally, before I say goodbye to you guys and see you next time in the next episode, remember I do have a Geneva group chat. I have 15 members. I would want to have more. I do post in there now. So if you want to join the group chat and, you know, network with other people, the group chat will be in the show notes down below. Just, you know, click the link, add yourself, you know, say hi. We are going to support each other. It's just a supporting group chat, so go add yourself if you want to make new friends, if you want to network, and if you just want to network with other listeners. Another thing before I close down today's episode is that go follow all my social medias. I have Instagram, so go follow the podcast Instagram, which I'm planning to post more motivational content on there, so y'all should go follow. But the podcast Instagram is You Against You Pod by Deja. The link will be in the description box. Well, in the show notes on YouTube, it is a description box, but the link for that will be in the show notes down below. You can also go follow my main Instagram, which is Deja_Nicole_, so DAJAH_NICOLE_, so go follow that. You can also go follow my business Instagram, which is just Deja Nicole Beauty, so go follow that. All those links will be in the show notes down below, and go follow my business when I launch next Friday. I'm so happy. And just the amount of DMs I get, like people say like, I'm gonna buy from you, I'm gonna buy from you. I'm just very happy. Now, yes, I am planning to come out with merch. I'm going to start designing. I don't know when exactly. It might be next year, it might be in 2 years, but I am thinking about coming out with merch. So I will probably put like a question on the podcast Instagram and my main Instagram on what type of merch y'all want, so look out for that. Another thing is, that's it. So that is it for today's episode, and I will see you in the next episode. Remember, it's you against you, not you against the world. And do not give up on your goals. Always strive towards your goals. Do not quit, because once you quit, you will never get back to your goals. I really do hope that you liked today's episode, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye.